Yes, what's up guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we're just going to have a look at a bit of my training session with my personal trainer Harry today. So let's jump into that video. So as you can see, it's quite a lovely day. So Jim's got the shutter door open, which makes for a nice cold breeze, and we're starting off with some hip thrusters. And I got to say, not a lot of males do these, and the benefits of them are so good for you. It will help you with your squat, it will help you with your core balance, and it's a really good way to train your glutes as well, because strong glutes make a squat so much easier. And you can just see I'm getting a little bit comfortable with the weight, and then we're getting to a warm-up set here, and then we go on to a couple of working sets, and Harry's just explaining to me how he wants me to move my legs and hips and how high I should be coming up. And yeah, there's a couple of people walking about in the background, but it's a public gym, so not exactly their fault for jumping in it. But yeah, as you can see, a nice little warm-up set. So here we are, we're just about to start one of the working sets, and it is 30 kg on each side, so 60 kilos in total. I mean, it's not a lot, but we all got to start somewhere, haven't we? And I got to say, I actually am enjoying doing hip thrusters at the moment, and I've noticed my squats improved a lot, and my glutes are feeling a lot stronger, and so are my hamstrings as well, because being able to have stronger glutes makes a squat easier, and that way you can increase your hamstring strength. And Harry's just holding his hand at the position he wants me to thrust up to there, and as you can see, quite a nice easy set there, and we're just talking about how it went. So after we done the hip thrust, we then move on to sumo deadlift. And yes, I know sumo deadlift is a bit of a cheat way to deadlift, but this one we were more focusing on leg activation, so making sure I'm driving the power up through my legs, not so much on my lower back. And Harry's just explaining to me how wide my legs should be and where to position my arms. And as you can see, starting off light just to get the feel of a sumo deadlift. So with this warm-up set, we're just making sure my technique and form is correct, because you should be focusing on your technique before you start lifting heavy, because if you don't have good technique, you're going to end up injuring yourself. And as you can see, Harry's just explaining to me I should be keeping my back a bit more straighter as I'm lifting up, and thrusting through a hip as I get up. So now we move into a working set, which is another thing I quite enjoy, which I have learnt from Harry, is doing warm-up sets before you go into your proper working set. So you have a couple of warming sets, so you would slowly start increasing your weight until you go into your working sets. And this one we've got 80 kg on the bar, so two 20-kilo plates, two 10s, and a bar at 20 kilos. It's not a lot, but you always got to warm yourself up and start somewhere, and before you know it, you're going to end up smashing PBs every week. So what we're doing here now is we've dropped the weight down a little bit by 20 kilos, just so we can focus on my form, because you noticed when I was doing the 80 kilos, my form wasn't exactly the best. But that's a good thing I really enjoy, is he's very particular about my form and my technique. So if I haven't got good form or good technique, we'll lower weight a bit and then go from there. And as you can see, he's just explaining to me my back should be a bit more further forward and I should be hinging my hips more. Now we're doing the sumo deadlift with a resistant band. This is a really good way to make it so much more harder on you because you've got a resistance dragging it back down. So as you lift up, you've got that force pulling you forward. As you can see, I stumble a little bit, but then it was just a bit of a shock to me, like, oh, I've not done this before. So I reset myself and brace, and then I go again. And as you can see, like, yeah, that's it. Keep a nice solid core. Keep yourself and your technique in sync and focus on just making sure you're keeping it going up in a straight line. So here's how he just demonstrated to me what he wants me to be doing with a resistant band deadlift. And as you can see, a nice smooth technique, straight up and down, nice little pause up the top. And yeah, the camera angle is moving around a bit, but just wanting to make sure I'm getting the whole range of movement in there. After the sumo deadlift, we move on to a 30 kilo RDL. So this one is proper focusing on the hinge in your hips, and this stretches your hamstrings. As you can see how he's just like, you should be feeling it in your hamstrings here, and he's just making sure I'm not leaning over too far with my chest and I'm properly hinging my hips. And he's just saying it's a lot better than it was before because I used to bend my knees a lot more, and he's just saying it's going straight up and down in a nice range of movement. Now we move back to one of my least favourite exercise, a leg press. And I say it's least favourite exercise. It's, to be honest, all leg exercises are my least favourite, but I make sure I smash them twice as hard as I do any other muscles because they're my weak points and I really want to improve on my weak points. And this is just a nice warm-up set. We then move on to heavier working sets, but I don't want to chuck these into a video because it will be too long, and I just want a nice quick video explaining what we're doing and how we do it. So we warm up with one warm-up set and then we'd go into 3 working sets, so it's 4 sets in total. And I don't know about you, but it is so awkward getting out of a leg press machine. So now we've moved into some pull-ups and we're making sure we're hitting the lats properly here. And as you heard Harry say to me, look at the lats on him, and that gave me a hell of a confident boost. And we're just doing a bit of assisted pull-ups here just so I'm used to a movement, getting the feel of it. And then we're moving to some unassisted pull-ups after we do a warm-up set. So we superset the pull-ups with lat pullovers, and this is a really good way to get a stretch on your chest and your lats, and it's such a good exercise. Not many people use it, and I just make sure I get myself comfortable on a bench because it's so hard to work out if you're not comfortable. And Harry's just explaining to me how I should be bending my elbows as I go back and how far I should be going down. And here this person's just asked what exercise we were doing and what it does for. So Harry was just explaining to him it's a really good way to stretch your chest after a push session, and it works your lats, and as you can see, it does look like it give a hell of a good stretch on your chest, and it does, and it's a really good exercise for anyone to do, and it blows up your lats really well. So here we just move on to a warm down set. So we will be hitting pull-ups till failure, and Harry's just explaining to me after I hit failure, he wants me to do negative reps. So this is after I hit failure, I will then use a bench to lift myself up and pull myself up above the bar, and then slowly lower myself back down, and this way it keeps a really nice contraction on your muscle and gives it a really good stretch. So we just smash out a couple of pull-ups, and I admit at the moment I'm very fatigued now, so we then go into a negative reps here. So I use myself to jump up off a bench and then slowly lower myself back down. So here's for a fun part, a bit of hammer curls into standing bicep curls, just to get a nice little pump as we finish a session off. Get yourself feeling good when you get home, your arms are looking big and you're feeling great at the end of a session. So there we are, guys, just a look into some of the stuff we do with my personal trainer, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one because I am hungry and I am gonna go have myself something to eat now. Not sure what I'm gonna have, just gonna look in the fridge, see what I got, and make myself a nice high protein meal to help with a muscle recovery. Alright, I'll see you all in the next video, guys.